Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery from the press box at TDECU Stadium here in Houston, Kansas State. As you know, lost on Saturday afternoon here in Houston, a very disappointing loss. And going into this game, Kansas State controlled its own fate. It had it all in front of it. It just needed to take one at a time and win, and they stumbled over that after hanging on to beat Kansas. Honestly, a game they probably should have lost. They played another game that they should have lost, and they accomplished the task. Now, the question becomes, what does need to happen for Kansas State to kind of regain control of its situation? We're going to discuss that right after I remind you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're going to always bring you exactly what's going on, good, bad, or otherwise, with Kansas State sports. So, what does Kansas State need to do to get to the Big 12 championship? Well, first of all, they have to win out. They needed to do that before, and they would have gotten into the championship. But now they need to win out and maybe get some help. Absolutely get some help with Colorado for sure. Now, there's just too many moving parts to understand all of the tiebreakers. Tech's in this mix now. TCU, the game with Baylor is ongoing. They might be in the mix for that second spot. BYU remains unbeaten. But Iowa State did K-State a huge favor on Saturday by losing at home to Texas Tech. I did bring Texas Tech into the mix, as I mentioned, but it also gave Iowa State a loss. So now if Kansas State can win out and beat Iowa State in Ames to end the season, and the team I saw out here tonight won't do that, but if they can, they would be over Iowa State because they'd have head-to-head. They also have head-to-head against Colorado, but the problem is Colorado only has one conference loss, and now K-State has two. So they need someone to beat Colorado, and first up is Tech in Boulder. Look, maybe it solves the Colorado problem, but creates a Texas Tech problem. Their road games, Colorado's road games, are Utah and Oklahoma State. We thought those games would be really tough. No way CU wins that. Now they look like there's no way they lose those. Those might be the two worst teams in the conference. And oh yeah, the Kansas Jayhawks still go to Boulder too. Could the Jayhawks do K-State a favor? I don't know. This is incredibly maddening for everyone associated with Kansas State football because they had everything in their control. They had it all laid out for them to make it to the Big 12 title game. They just needed to keep winning, and they were the better team coming into this game, but they weren't the better team on the field in this game. They opened the door, and Houston walked through it and won. Now, they just simply can't do that again. They've got an off week. They've got to gather themselves. Whatever's ailing this team, they better fix it. Chris Klieman put into fundamental breakdowns and both sides of the ball, but mostly with the running game. Okay? You got a week, fix it. Arizona State's a good team. Cincinnati's a good team. Just as we've seen CU's road schedule greatly change from what we thought it would be, now playing Utah and Oklahoma State on the road as bad teams. K-State's got good teams in Arizona State and Cincinnati coming in. The team that played here is going to lose one of those games, period. They are. And they wouldn't win at Iowa State. Kansas State's got to get a lot better. It seems like they have one of these games in them every year. It wasn't the BYU game. BYU is just a good football team. K-State was the better team on paper, but you don't play the games on paper, do you? K-State loses, and they lose control of their own fate, and now they need help if they want to make it to the Big 12 championship, let alone the college football playoff, which the Big 12 champion will go to. What a disappointing performance and occurrence this was. They had to make it happen, and they made it happen.